Hey guys, JassassinE here and welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be getting stuck into episode 9 of my Diamond City project. So just a recap on last week's episode guys, we did a awesome mod review on dynamic window blinds. Now there is a blind here for pretty much any build or any occasion. Also we did a couple of tutorials on Sabrina's workshop devices. The first one we did was of course on the time powered button. And the second tutorial was on the card swipe reader. So if you guys would like to find a very quick way of fitting those items and having a 100% success rate, I would go and check out last episode, as I do go into detail with these particular items. But anyway guys, that's the timer up and let's get into this episode. So guys, we're going to put a couple of light emitters up just so we can get a little bit more brightness in here, and of course we can see what we're doing. Today we're going to be concentrating on putting settees within a certain room for decorational purposes. So the first thing we've done guys is we've put a pool table light right above the pool, so if we have a few too many drinks we can still see ourselves hitting the balls. So what I'm going to do guys is I'm just stacking the model cars up onto the next shelf, because on the bottom shelf we should have easy access to some alcohol, but this alcohol needs to be sized up so it does look like it is a full-size bottle of spirits, and of course we will put some glasses down beside it. Then we're going to put some Fallout 4 character into this shelf guys by adding some great robots from the Automatron DLC and some robots from the Nuka World DLC. We have all come to love these particular robots in the Fallout 4 franchise, so we will put them on display in our penthouse. So guys, finding this set of doors in Snappy House Kit is going to separate the entertainment room from our lounge room and from our library area. So the first settee we're going to work on today is a simplistic table for two. What we're going to do guys is we want to go for a believable look that there have been a couple of people sitting down here having the odd drink and of course playing a game of pool. So of course 2 bottles of spirits is imminent, a couple of glasses, a great pack of cigars, a cigarette lighter and of course a ashtray. So now we're just going to bump over the jukebox and we're going to get a little bit of flora and fauna into this particular room. So adding plants into a room is a great way to add a lot of life to the room, as well as they actually look very good. So guys, with this Nuka World clock I have come up with a really cool idea. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand this Nuka World token, and we are going to inlay it over the front of the clock to give this clock a brand new face. So guys, I haven't seen anybody do this to a clock before, and it's very simple ideas like this that can really make your decoration stand out. So as you can see, this was looking pretty average, and as soon as we put some detail in, it is starting to look fantastic. So guys, over here I have always wanted to use one of these Nuka-Cola machines as a entrance to a secret door. Now because this is the entertainment area, we do have a fully functional workshop and weaponry behind this door. But don't worry guys, no one can get into it because of the card swipe that we have already fitted, and putting this Nuka-Cola machine out the front is just going to hide the fact that there is a door there, and of course we have an armory that is just full of weapons and machines. So over this side guys, we are going to do just a simple settee, and we are going to add 2 side tables which are made out of barrels, which have come from the Creative Clutter mod. Now guys, a couple of episodes ago I surprised my wife by adding a couple of doilies to the kitchen, and my wife has some doilies around the home here. So when she seen the episode, she really did smile guys, and it made her day. So I'm adding a few more doilies because it will get me in good with the wife, I hope. So up goes a little bit of ambient lighting, because if we can get ambient lighting and powered lighting working together well in the same room, it is going to save on FPS. And guys, I must say, so far in this build, I have not come close to even touching any FPS problems. Touch wood for that. But by the looks of it guys, I am going to be able to clutter to the gutter for the main tour. So up goes a little bit of clutter here, and once again this is from Creative Clutter, and it's just showing that some lazy bugger has knocked over a beer bottle. And of course over this side we are going to have just a small settee where someone is sitting down having something to eat. So I can just imagine a couple of people sitting here on this car seat waiting for their turn at a game of pool. So on this particular side table we will be adding an ashtray, a cigarette packet, and of course a cigarette in the ashtray, which of course is something that we would certainly see in a bar area. So a little bit more reading literature down here, because guys, we cannot have enough books or literature laying around the place. Not only does it give our visitors something to read, but it makes us look very well educated. So adding different magazines is always a plus, because at the end of the day guys, who likes to read the same magazines over and over? So putting in a library book and putting in a newspaper and a Grognan magazine, it just gives people a little bit of variety to read whilst they're waiting for a game of pool or just chillaxing with a drink. So over on this particular settee we have put a few science fiction books, and that is in case we have a few friends that love their tech and would love to sit down and read something different. So also with this settee, what I'm going to do guys is one of my favourite tricks, and that is where I inlay 2 shelves over the top of the metal shelf. And what it actually does is it makes it look like that wooden shelf is really being supported by 2 metal brackets. Guys, we will just add some magazines to the magazine rack, and of course they're magazines that we have collected through this game, and when we read them of course we get some perks. So also guys, you'll notice that I just glitched some solid timber over front of the books, and that has just got rid of that terrible plastic blue book holder, and it has given us a solid timber book holder which sort of blends a little bit more in with the settee that we are creating. Adding a fedora hat and of course a magazine down onto the couch just makes it look like someone has been sitting there reading a book. So up on this rack I've decided to go for a little bit of a bronze statue look. So we've shrunken down 2 lions and of course expanded the statue of the lady in the middle. Now you notice that all of those textures are the same, and therefore it makes it look like that shelf actually belongs to the settee. Now on this particular settee over here guys, I have decided to do a little help yourself section. So same thing with these shelves guys, I'm glitching it over the top of a metal shelf unit, and that's just going to look like the shelf is actually supported by the metal brackets. So some wine kegs is definitely intimate on this particular setup or this particular settee, so we're going to put a keg of wine at the end of each table. And then we are going to put a couple of beers up on the back shelf. So on the left hand side we have got some lager, and on the right hand side we have got some ale. So a couple of different beers there for a couple of different taste buds. So expanding a surgical tray is a great way to make a makeshift serving tray. And on this particular serving tray I think we are going to put some nice wine glasses, and we're just going to set them up into a little bit of a formation which will just add a little bit of class to this particular settee. So you'll notice that adding settees around a room is one way to really dress up the room, and it is one way to give that room plenty of character. So we're just going to bump these beer bottles across, and once again we're going to place some glasses up. Some people like to drink a stubby straight from the bottle, and other people like to drink a stubby from a glass. So this is just catering for both people. And the funniest thing is guys, I actually run out of clean drinking cups. So I've had to dig in and grab out a dirty drink cup, and we're going to put that to the far right hand side, but I will not tell the guests if you don't. Now in the middle we are just going to put in some shot glasses, but I'm not going to shrink these down to make them look like realistic shot glasses. They are just up there in case somebody would like to use the water bubbler. They can have a couple of drinks of water between their beverages. So I thought 3 beer crates looked a little bit too much, so dropping it back to 2 beer crates just makes it look that little bit more realistic. So you'll notice that the brands on the front of these barrels is Falmouth. So we are going to add a picture that represents our wine, and I think that completes the settee, and once again we have another nice little decor piece that really adds character to the room. So guys, my favourite part is now the bar. So we have picked the classiest new Coca-Cola poster that we have found, and I really like this one guys, because you'll notice that the textures and colours within this picture actually appear sporadically around the room. So when you stand back, it really does help the room all blend together, because as we all know, repeating our textures and colours throughout a room is one way to make everything tie together with a really lovely finish. So up goes a very technical word here, and this one is bar. So you'll notice that the texture of the bar writing is also in the same texture as the frame around the Nuka-Cola picture. So therefore it's just locking in that texture for the back of the bar area, and I think that is one way also to add a lot of style to your decorations. So this is a usable drink rack. So a smoke machine, guys. I'm looking around for a smoke machine and I eventually find it. It took quite a while to find this smoke machine, guys, so I had to cut out a little bit of me looking, because at the end of the day, guys, I don't want you waiting there for 5 minutes until I locate a machine, because that would be as boring as crap. So just having a carton of smokes and a spare ashtray, a set of keys, and I think I might go for a pocket watch and just a few caps, because that carton of cigarettes could have come from that smoke machine. So guys, down goes a cake of soap so we can keep our fingers and hands nice and hygienically clean. And I think a cake of soap is certainly needed at most sinks. Every bar needs a sick bucket, guys. For those of you who have too many brews, well, if they get a bit crook, we've got a bucket so they can spew their ass up in that bucket. So every bar should not be without one. With this pool table, another small settee here, pre-war money and a few bottle caps, makes it look as though someone is having a bit of a bet on their game, and the winner takes all. It's very simple and little ideas like this that do add believability to your builds. You don't need to build anything mammoth, or you don't need to pack in the decoration. It's just using the right items in the right places to get a realistic look. Up goes an old newspaper on top of the smoke machine, because someone was too lazy to go and put it back on the bottom of the barrels over on the second settee that we did. So once again, guys, this is another small settee, and we've just got a smoke machine and of course a small dresser with some bits and bobs on it, and you'll notice that the Nuka-Cola lamp really complements the Nuka-Cola sign up on the wall. And doing small settees like this throughout our build really does help add character. So as you can see, guys, I was having trouble deciding which fridge I wanted to use, but I thought I'd put a fridge in so that we could actually store our Nuka-Cola in. This particular esky also adds the terms ice cold in front of whatever drinks you put in there, and that also raises the stats for the drinks. So simple little ideas like that. It's quite often the small ideas that do make an impact to a build rather than some of the bigger ideas. So a couple of well concealed kegs to go behind the bar, and of course we can put anything in there that we like. We can put hot water so some people can have coffee, we can put in spirits, we can put in a bit of backup wine, but it certainly looks like that 2 kegs would be imminent to put behind the bar for a bit of extra top up when it comes to having a good drink. Now look at the size difference between this, guys. So what I've had to do is I've had to resize the beer crate that I got from Do It Yourself to match the beer crates I got from Creative Clutter. Quite often you will notice that different mods do present items with different sizes, so sometimes we need to resize items to make it look believable. Also, something that would be very believable, guys, is a first aid kit somewhere around where people drink alcohol, because pool cues, pool balls and alcohol can quite often lead to some nasty accidents. So a couple more beer jugs. You can never have enough jugs, guys. So down goes a couple of baskets so we can chuck all of our empty spirit bottles or beer bottles in them and take them out to the bin. As you can see, now it does make those shopping baskets look realistic, because we are using a shopping basket right beside it that we have a few empty bottles in. So now they do have a reason for being there. So the next is some small beer vats, and this is actually what our beer taps connect to. So we certainly need to have a few of these in stock, guys, because we do not want to run out of beer when we are entertaining guests. So having a few extra vats of beer will certainly not go astray. So on the last episode I was going to add a bookcase with a cooktop on it. So I've used this particular hot plate on this part of the build, but I will be changing the hot plates over to a much better set that Fallout Gamer has pointed out to me that is in the Curo tab. So I will be changing over cooktops, so thank you very much Fallout Gamer for pointing that out to me. I have seen that particular cooktop when I was just putting the finishing touches to my hermit home, and now that I have found it, I cannot wait to add it to this particular settee that is behind the bar. So guys, this week's shout out goes to Vault 440. Now Vault 440 is on PlayStation or PS4. Now guys, I know PS4 does not have access to as many mods as Xbox, but you would think certainly not when it comes to some of Vault 440's builds. And he manipulates furniture to turn it into something totally different, turning builds into fantastic works of art. So guys, I am going to leave Vault 440's channel link down in the description. So up goes a couple of posters, and once again you'll notice that the colours in these posters are also representing themselves on beer labels, and of course our Nuka-Cola fridge and other items around the bar. Our plunger, and of course our Abraxo. Just the colouring in those two items match the colour of the poster on the side of the cabinet. So that's just showing you guys where putting certain coloured objects sporadically around the room is one way to give your room a little bit of a boost. So guys, if you are enjoying the video, don't forget to hit the like button, as not only does it support the channel, which I am very grateful for, it also helps the content go out to the Fallout community and other Fallout enthusiasts that may also enjoy it. So once again guys, this is another small settee behind the bar. Of course you've got a sink that you can wash your hands with, and now we've got a cooking area where we can do some cooking and just make some very simple heat and eat ideas while we're having a few drinks and entertaining our guests. I like to do little configurations around the room to make it look lived in and to make it look realistic, because that's exactly what we do here at home, I hope. So today I just wanted to talk about settees and doing small little setups for a group of 1, 2 or 3 people, and just putting them around the room is a really good way to add realism to the area, because that's exactly what we do here in real life. So guys, that looks a lot better. As you can see, our decorations are really starting to pop, and you can start to see the colours and textures working together, and it's even going well with the dynamic blinds that we have on the window behind. So guys, I do hope you enjoyed today's episode. I had a lot of fun doing it, and with the next lot of episode guys, I am going to be doing a couple of double rooms, because I would like to get this particular series finished, because I am absolutely itching to start onto my Kingsport Lighthouse. And with the next one guys, I'm going to spice it up a little bit and do a few things different. I will start introducing other episodes or other series to the channel, as well as my Hermit Home series and a new series I have called Under the Scope. So guys, if you'd like to check out some of the series that I have coming up on the channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel guys, as I will really appreciate it, and you guys will be able to check out my builds as soon as they hit YouTube. All you need to do is give that little notification bell a tickle, and you'll get that notification that Jass has dropped another video. So guys, with all that said and done, I do hope you guys have a good one. take it easy, take care, and I'll catch you on the next episode, guys. So bye for now.